Ambitious women, entrepreneurs are beginning a movement to create a new way of business that focuses on collaboration and community. Together, we are shaping the way by using our intuition, our inner insight, and our creativity. Join us for inspiration, motivation, and transformation. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and this is the Wealthy Wednesday Show. A special thanks to Gordon Reary for creating the music. You can find him on Facebook under Gordon Reary. So now, let's get started. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and today I am so excited. I have not only a phenomenal legend of his own right, but a very good friend of mine who I've been following and been with for the last year. I met Scott Schilling at the Public Speakers Association, and he is incredible. I have such admiration, and I am so excited. I'm actually a little nervous this show to bring him on because I admire him so much. Scott is a highly sought after significance expert because he produces results. And if you're looking to have results in your life and in your business, then grab a pen, grab a paper, because you are going to have some phenomenal takeaways from this show. Now, Scott, he's been propelling his clients' businesses to grow from 8 million annually to 80 million annually in just 6 years. He has written 10 books. Yes, you heard me, 10 books. And he's recently released his latest book, Without Customers, You Got Nothing. Definitely a book you want to get. This will really help you impact the clients and the individuals that you want. So before I say anything else, I want to give such an incredible welcome to Scott. Scott, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show.
Thanks. I'm delighted to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun, I can tell.
Oh, gosh, Scott, you are so amazing. You bring significance to the world, and you have this incredible mission that is changing the way seminar leaders, speakers, and others are really showing up into the world. You are teaching about relationships.
Yeah.
And really, it's not about the sale. It's not about the closing. It's about really forming a relationship where it's a win-win situation. And that is why I admire you so much, is
Thank you.
because you're taking this forward. So Scott, can you tell us a little bit, how did you get into becoming a significance expert?
Well, I think we all have the opportunity to grow throughout our careers, and I've been very blessed to have a lot of great ups and actually have a lot of great downs. And most people don't look at the downs as being great, but they are they're the foundation that give you the ability for empathy and for understanding. As a sales trainer, I tell folks as they're working with people, whatever you do, when you're working with somebody, don't say, I understand, because more than likely you really can't. You haven't walked in their shoes. You haven't experienced what they've experienced. But you can always say, I can appreciate your situation, because no matter what it is, you can appreciate their situation. Now, that all being said, I understand. I've been through a bunch of stuff. And so, yeah, I've had great ups, but the great downs also give me the understanding. And I think that, quite frankly, there are life lessons that were given to me so that I could be more effective in my mission going forward. It's always a lot easier when you can feel what somebody else can feel or has felt.
Yes, absolutely. And that really brings empathy into the world where in the past, some speakers, some seminar hosts may have not had the individual's best interest at heart. And you're changing all of that in an industry that is huge, that does impact
millions and billions of individuals.
Right.
And it's also a part of your mission. Can you tell us a little bit about this incredible mission that you have in your heart?
Well, the mission that God put on my heart was pretty simple to explain, but it's a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. And that's to positively impact 1 billion or more lives on this planet positively and cause over $100 million in charitable giving. And that just showed up one day as kind of my morning proclamation. And I think if we all talk to each other and lift each other up and make the best out of situations, all of those are doable. I was doing a radio show not long ago, and the host asked me, he said, what do you want to accomplish in your career? And I said, well, I want to positively impact 1 billion lives on this planet. And he said, well, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? And I said, what do you mean? Facebook touches 1.8 billion people a month, and 1 billion is only 1 out of 7. I think I'm doing a horrible job. And he goes, well, now you're being flip about it. And I said, no, I'm really not. I said, what if I'm not all that good at it and I hit 100 million? Or I miss it a lot and I hit 10 million? Or I'm really bad at it and I hit 1 million? Would that be okay? And he said, you're really serious about this, aren't you? And I said, well, why shouldn't I be? Facebook, you can touch 1.8 billion lives a month. Wow. If Facebook, if Facebook can do that, why can't I? I mean, and again, if I fall short, well, then I fall short. But the fact of the matter is, it only takes 2 telling 2 telling 2 telling 2 32 times, and we've touched everybody on this planet. So it's really not that tough to understand and reverse engineer how to make that happen.
Wow. Wow. When you put it in that concept, 2 telling 2 telling 2, etc., times 32, that makes it feel so much doable because you have a starting point. Mm-hmm. You just start with 2 people.
Well, that's exactly it. And so what God is, the grand talent that he's given me is to enroll people into a vision. And the enrolling into the vision is of a better world, of nicer people, of lifting people up, of talking good, not bad. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. That's not the point. It's the consistent desire to do good, be better, make a difference on the positive side. I mean, it's just a little concentration. So why not do it?
Exactly. Wow. Wow, Scott, that's really such deep wisdom. When you look at it, you're looking at to do good, to do better. Mm-hmm. And a lot of individuals, a lot of women entrepreneurs who are listening to this, they have such this big vision in their heart. They want to do such big, audacious goals. And sometimes when they wake up in the morning, it might seem so much bigger than them. It might seem so difficult, so hard that they're not even sure if they're going to make it through the day. What kind of suggestions do you have for the women entrepreneurs that have this big vision in their life and in their heart when it gets tough? What kind of encouragement can you give them?
The biggest encouragement is you are enough. You are everything that you need to be to accomplish whatever it is that's been put on your heart. The one thing that I've learned over my life and my spiritual journey and everything, and there's a good book that says this, that nothing is ever put into your heart or into your visions that you're not equipped to complete. So the fact of the matter is, I've seen a vision of 120,000 men in AT&T Stadium in Dallas and bringing 30,000 men to Christ in a weekend, with Richard Branson, Joel Osteen, and Mercy, me being the headliners. And, when I saw it, it was like, why me? Who me? It doesn't matter. It's the vision that was placed there. I've seen building communities of over 1 million people coming together for good, for positive things. Again, why it's irrelevant why me. It's me because the vision is there. So again, that's we've got to get familiar with, first of all, the fact that nothing would be put on the hearts of your audience unless they're being equipped to address those and to accomplish them, not just address them. We all have down days. We all have periods of not such great stuff. But ultimately, that's where I learned, or I created for my clients and my students, 5 questions to ask in any situation. What's the lesson? What's the gift? What did I do to create this? How would I modify it next time to make it better? How is this going to serve me the rest of my life? So now any situation that you may be a little bit down or you might not think is right or whatever, if you use those 5 questions, what happens is a negative becomes a learning event. And so just as an example to run through that, if all of a sudden somebody said, well, I had a car accident. Okay, well, what was the lesson? Well, I probably was a little distracted. What's the gift? I walked away and I wasn't really hurt. What did I do to create it? Might have glanced down at a text. What would I modify next time to make it better? Put the dang phone away. Just because somebody sends you a text doesn't mean you have to answer it or see it immediately. How's this going to serve me the rest of my life? Well, you know what? I was pretty lucky. I'm going to make sure my kids, my family, my loved ones all understand this experience and learn from it just as I have. Okay, well, now the car accident became a learning event, a positive that can actually move you forward the rest of your life.
Wow. Wow. And those are 5 simple questions
Mm-hmm.
that you can use even in everyday situations, not just your global situation.
Absolutely.
And it's so elegant to be able to look at these what is the gift? When you start looking at what is the gift? What did you learn? How can you improve? It suddenly becomes so much easier.
Certainly.
And
It turns in what some people might classify as a negative into a positive.
yes.
And I choose to stay on the positive side. It's hard, you know. We're full. That's why Talking with Giants is my international portal of good. There's plenty of places you can find bad. Let's create a place where you can find good.
Wow. And Scott, can you tell us a little bit more about Talking with Giants?
Well, again, it was something that was put on my heart. Cynthia, it actually was caused by a wonderful woman and now great friend, Cynthia Kersey. She made an impassioned plea from stage to create the Women's Build program for Habitat for Humanity. She said, women, we were going to swing all the hammers. We're going to drive all the nails. We're going to build 40 homes in 40 days. Men, the only thing we need you for is your wallet. And a friend on my right said, wow, that just really touched me. I'm going to write her a big check. And a friend on my left said, well, I'm not going to write her that big a check, but I'm going to write her a check too. And they both looked at me and said, what are you going to do? And at the time, I couldn't write a check. And I said, well, I can't. We're kind of in this stock play. I make an okay living, but not a great living. It's one of the reasons, actually, I went out speaking for a living to make a better life. But I walked up to Cynthia and I said, Cynthia, I'm Scott Schilling from Dallas, Texas. I got a lot of friends with a lot of money. I can't very well ask them for their money to give to me so I can help you, but I'll figure out something. And she said, like what? And I said, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. And I realized all the connections and relationships that I had with some pretty amazing people. And I said, well, what if I interview them and tell their stories? They haven't always been at the top. How'd they go from the valley to the peak? And along the way, I've noticed that every one of them has got a philanthropic bent to them. They've got a desire to give back. That's what actually makes them giants. What if I was just talking with my giant friends? Well, talking with giants. And hence the first book was created. Interviews with Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, Harv Eker, Cynthia Kersey, Tom Falk, the CEO of Kimberly-Clark, who's a trustee for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Every one of my giant friends understood that generosity builds prosperity, not the other way around. You give, then prosper. You don't give to prosper, but the natural byproduct of giving is prospering. So that's really what the first book, Talking with Giants, is all about. And now I've continued that onto a TV show, an online show, and a website, all with the same name, Talking with Giants, so that we raise awareness of really good people and really good things. And we do everything we can to raise awareness to really good causes to support as many people as we can.
Wow. Wow. And that makes it so easy when you look at these giants, they've been down in the valley. They haven't always been up at the peak. And really taking what you did at that time, because you didn't have the bank account. You were involved in other stock things that prevented you from doing that. But you created a legacy instead of just a check.
Well, and that's actually my next book that I'm working on is Stop Killing Yourself to Prove You're Alive, 7 Steps to Living Your Legacy. I think legacy shouldn't be something that we work to accumulate for when we die. It should be about what we're known for as we live. So it's really about, again, being, there's 7 areas of life. It's really about the balance that comes across those 7 areas. Now, it's a misnomer that we're balanced 100% of the time, but what we need to do is be fully present when we're working, be fully present when we're working, and then come back to home base. If we're with our family, be fully with our family, and then come back to home base. So it's a purposeful out of balance and a presence while you're out of balance, but then a presence while you're in balance as well.
Oh, and Scott, that's one of the highest keys to really manifestation and for creation is to be present.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're present in your business, when you're right here, right now, and you're just focused on precisely what you need to do, just in this moment,
right.
then you're not distracted. You're not kind of like, ooh, you're not all over the place. And that really helps you to make bigger connections, make better connections. You're not doing all kinds of things, and it saves you more time because you're not
right.
doing everything else. And then with your family is your support system. And when you're with them, being with them, not being with them and then checking your text messages, being with them and checking your LinkedIn and being with them. It's like being with them and designating the different times for when you're working and when you're with them.
Well, it's really interesting. One of the things that I've gone to is I shut off I work longer than sometimes people, entrepreneurs always work a little bit longer, but I kind of have a rule that at 6:30 I shut off the phone, and that's our time. I've had people say, well, I called you last night. Okay. Well, you didn't answer. Yeah. Well, I left you a message. I understand. That's why I'm calling you first thing the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how come you didn't answer it last night? Because my phone was turned off. Why do you turn off your phone? So I don't have to answer you. And you think that part of our issue, at least the way I see it these days, is just because we get a text doesn't mean we're obligated to answer that when it comes in. Just because we get a call, we shouldn't be obligated to have to answer and take that call. And there are people who are trying to force that, oh my God, it's the immediacy. I get that you could do that, but it doesn't have to be that. So, let's claim back some of our family time, our personal time, our goofing off time or whatever, or self time, you know. It doesn't have to be that way.
Wow. And that is, you are giving so many gold nuggets here. And really, that was the main thing that completely turned my business around, was when I'm done with work, I am done with work.
Mm-hmm.
And my work phone is on silent, and I don't like sneak back into the office late at night like I used to.
Right.
And that's really helped me become more productive, have more energy, because I'm not like, I don't have all of these energy sucks. And as a woman entrepreneur, if you have a family, if you have kids, and you have a husband and you have a pet, really understanding that when you're with them, you're with them.
Right.
And when you're at work, you're at work. And then separating them. This will give you the balance, and it'll keep you from burning out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, you know, we live in such an immediate gratification, me, now society. We have to learn delayed gratification again. We've got to learn to you know, wake up, smell the roses, you know.
Yes, exactly. And also that goes along with emails and messages. There's so many individuals that they're very quick to get upset. It's like, well, I sent you an email. I'm like, and I got back to your email as soon as I check my emails, but I check my emails at night. I do not check them first thing in the day, because then they take over my day.
Yeah. You know, that works. It was funny. I was driving along the other day, and I realized that a friend had sent an email, and I called him while I was driving, and I just said, hey, buddy, I just want to let you know your email is now probably 300 or 400 deep because of meetings and a variety of things that have happened, but you popped to the top of my head, so I wanted to let you know that I did see that you emailed me. I wanted to find out what the email said from you, because the chances of me going back and digging through 400, and he goes, well, thanks, I'm not that important. I said, no, it's just life. It's just what happens. All of a sudden these emails come in, and I'm just trying to say that I recognize that you're important to me, and I wanted to answer your email, but I never got the chance to really read it other than to realize that it was there. And so we kind of laughed about it, and he goes, that's really a great way of doing it. And I said, you pop top of mind, and all of a sudden it clicked, bang, I called immediately. And those are kind of some of the things that I think we have to do in this society that we live in today. You got to take action as you think of it or can do it. It's going to make you a whole lot more efficient.
Yes, that's so true. And a lot of times we get so inundated with emails, and as an individual, and you have such a large reach, and you have such a large email, that you have all of these email coming and going. So do you have any suggestions for individuals who are a little ADHD, as I would call them? No offense if you don't identify as that, but you get distracted easily. Is there any special sauce that you've developed throughout all of your years of really learning how to be present, be in the moment, and to separate these?
Well, I think the one thing that you'll find is, if you really try the presence exercise from time to time, you'll actually see how awesome presence is. You know, one of the things that we did is actually in a workshop is actually sit two people knees to knees and look in we call it the raccoon band, you know, if you couldn't look straight in the eyes, but just there. And what will happen is, if you just stare into somebody's eyes or into that raccoon band, and you really you'll learn what presence really is, because what happens is everything inside this area is very clear,
Mhm.
everything outside that area starts to get foggy. In other words, your actual focus of your eyes will turn everything foggy. And it gives you a great understanding of presence. So if we're busy, everything's kind of foggy. Whereas if we can get some focus on something, again, I do a lot of different things. I'm not going to say that I don't overdo or I'm too busy or things like that. In fact, I was just talking with a friend about that this afternoon. And she said that her husband said, I want you to write down everything you're doing, everything you got your hands in, to whatever level. And so she created a list, and she said her first list had 27 things, important things, projects, family, da, 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 da. And he looked at it and he said, is that it? And she went, no, I guess not. And she added a number of things to it. And he said, okay, now cut this in half. And then we'll talk about it a few weeks from now. And so she did. And of course, she didn't find that easy necessarily. But she realized the more focus she got, the better it was. And that's, I know you and I have had some of these conversations. I have
Yes.
a significant amount of opportunity flying at me right now, which I'm very blessed to have. That also becomes distracting. It becomes, which way am I supposed to go? I know I can't do them all. I probably know I'm not supposed to do them all. Which ones are the tests and which one are the gold, So you just got to constantly be refined. You got to be aware of where your focus is. And typically there's a lot of mechanisms already in your favor. Your body will tell you if something's not right. Your relationships will tell you if something's not right. I mean, your ability to sleep will tell you if something's not right. I mean, we were designed to be, kind of our own thermometers, and so if there's some, I've had some situations for the last period of time where my back has been bothering me. My back's not supposed to bother me. It's because I was putting way too many things on and whatever. Now I start to shed them, I start to get greater clarity, and all of a sudden my back doesn't hurt as much. In fact, actually it feels pretty dang good today. So isn't it interesting how we have our own built-in mechanisms that are designed to help us, but we refuse to look at the mechanism.
Wow. 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 And that is so true. Our body is
Mhm.
incredibly designed to really help wake you up if you're in a situation that you shouldn't be in, or
Right.
if you're overwhelming yourself, or you're doing too much, or you're not paying attention. All of these things will help you come back to what you're meant to do, where you're supposed to be, and how you're supposed to be. And
Exactly.
it's marvelous, actually. It's
Mhm.
absolutely marvelous. And, Scott, I know we're running short on time, and I want to make sure I completely honor you because, like you were saying, your schedule's very jam-packed and you have so many phenomenal opportunities. So you have a special gift, a special offer for the audience. And could you tell us a little bit about that and how can they get a hold of this?
Well, one of the special offers we can certainly do is provide that first book, Talking with Giants, in an ebook fashion for free. So simply go to talkingwithgiants.com, and right in the middle, if you want a free book, it's the whole 164-page book in an ebook format. Simply go to the website and put in your information, and you'll have it within seconds. So again, from that side, the whole concept is generosity builds prosperity, pay it forward, be there for somebody else. I mean, man, if I could republish the movie Pay It Forward over and over and over again and get it out in more people's minds. And that's really, kind of what the book does. So I want to give everybody a copy of the book.
Wow. Wow, Scott, that's fabulous. And that's at talkingwithgiants.com.
Correct.
And just fill in the information and you get it within seconds. And if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you? How can they get in touch with you, or even
Well,
consider you for a significance expert for them?
well, that was the other thing I was going to say. If you want to learn a little bit more about significance, you can go to scottschilling.com, and we've got a free significance survey right there on the homepage of scottschilling.com.
Mhm.
You can certainly reach me through scottschilling.com, or my email is extremely complex. It's scott@scottschilling.com. So, I mean, if you have questions, if you want to reach out, I love to speak. I love to train. I love to coach. Um, I love to use the talents and capabilities God's given me, and the experience and the wisdom derived from those to serve other people. That's the bottom line. How can I
Wow.
be of service?
Wow, wow, Scott, that's phenomenal. And I'm going to spell out the name just so individuals who are listening to the podcast of this will get it. It's Scott, Scott, and the last name is SCHILLING.com. So that's scottschilling.com.
Yep.
And the other one's talking, TALKING, with WITH, giants, GIANT.com.
S. Giants.
Giants with an S.
With
Don't
an
forget
S.
the S in that. Thank you, Scott.
Sure.
This has been such a pleasure. Is there any last tips you would like to leave our audience before we wrap it up?
I think the bottom line becomes you are far more capable and infinitely talented than you may realize at this time. And just understand that when you live your purpose and passion, when you really go out there and lay it all on the field, just go have some fun. Go make a positive impact in somebody's life today. One of the things I say to a lot of audiences, kind of jokingly, and I'll say, how many of you know how to smile? And I finally get a smile. Oh, I didn't realize that nobody smiled this entire talk, and just for some fun. But I said the realization is every time you smile, it positively impacts two people, them, those who see it, and you who delivered it. So it doesn't take a lot to make a difference in somebody's life. Just random acts of kindness, hold the door for people, say nice things to people, thank people. One of the things I do goofing around, and did it with a mutual friend of ours today. When he called, I just went, Collins Break Fan Club. And, it brings a smile to people. It's not that hard to do. So go make somebody smile.
Wow, that is so fabulous, Scott. Thank you for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show. Thank you for your generosity of really helping individuals get the free book,
Mm-hmm.
Talking with Giants, and also if they want to know, if they wanted to take the significance survey,
Yep.
they can go to scottschilling.com.
Yep, absolutely.
Fabulous. So I'd like to thank you, my audience, for being my guest. I create the Wealthy Wednesday show every single week for you. We're celebrating 2 years this month. So I am so excited that I've gotten all of the comments, all of the feedback, all of the support, and, continue to let me know, what do you like about the Wealthy Wednesday show? Go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday show. Let us know, how did you like this show with Scott? Give us tips and strategies that you want to hear about. And if there's any experts that you want me to reach out to ask them if they'll be on the Wealthy Wednesday show, just let me know and I'll reach out to them. So until next time, abundant blessings. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I would love to keep in touch with you by giving you a very special gift that will help you move your business and your life forward. You can access this special gift I am giving to you at my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LUCIMCMONAGLE.com. McMonagle.com for keeping in touch with me and getting access to a gift that will help you move your business and life forward. Until next time, abundant blessings.